Have you actually thought about whether or not you should add insulation to your rental properties? Because it's not always something that's considered. Although it may not be top priority for apartment hunters, it may be a good idea to make the investment and add insulation to the property. Welcome back, Loopers. My name is Sydney and I'm a content creator here at DoorLoop. Today we're going to be covering all of the benefits of adding insulation to your rental property. First, let's go over what rental property insulation consists of. In a property, especially a residential property, insulation is a material that reduces heat loss or heat gain. The material does this by creating a barrier between the inside of your home and the outside, preventing air leaks. This material helps the property be more energy efficient and potentially save money on utilities. And before we go over the energy saving and how to reduce energy cost, let's first go over how much insulation typically costs. Of course, your first main concern is going to be the cost, and for someone who just purchased an investment property, it may be difficult to come up with any extra cash. Luckily, insulation does not have to cost too much money, especially when compared with the benefits. To predict what insulation will cost, there are some factors that need to be considered. These factors include the insulation type, the location, the house layout, the property type. For instance, for a 12,000 square foot home, the average price for a mixture of bats and blown-in insulation is around $4,500. The low cost of a project like this is around $2,000, and the high end could be upwards of $30,000. Although this may seem like a lot, it may be worth it after hearing some of the benefits, starting with more comfort. One of the main benefits of insulation in your rental property is that it makes it more comfortable. Insulation keeps cold air out in the winter and keeps it inside during the summer. That means it's easier for the rental to stay warm in the winter and to stay cold in the summer. Insulation does this by air sealing the property. This means there'll be little to no leakage, making it easier to maintain the temperature in the property. Another great benefit to adding insulation to your property is that less sound will be transmitted inside the property. This means that those inside the property will not hear sound from the other rooms. Insulation does this by absorbing the sound that bounces off the walls and the floors. By doing this, your homes can become quieter and tenants can have more peace within their own rooms. And since we're discussing rental properties, it is important to note that adding insulation increases a home's resale value, and we all love that. Adding insulation can serve as a selling point when trying to sell a property. This is especially true when it comes to places with colder climates. Having proper updated insulation, especially in those areas, can be the difference between a faster and a slower sell. And finally, one of the most important benefits, and the one you all are waiting to hear, is that it can actually save you money. It's been found that homes that are not properly insulated lose between 20 and 30% of its energy. This means that in utility costs, you're paying 20 to 30% more for energy that is not used. This is mainly caused by air leaks around the home. When insulating a property, it is essential that all door panels, windows, and other entry points are properly insulated. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and hop into how to properly insulate a rental property. One of the most difficult parts of insulating a rental property is knowing which areas to actually insulate. So here's a comprehensive list of all the places in a home that should be insulated properly. First is going to be the exterior. The most important points that we will want to check include the exterior doors, windows, wall penetrations, trim and siding, and basically any entry point to the home should be insulated. If the property has single pane windows, it's probably a good idea to replace them with double pane windows. Also, wall penetrations refer to any point on the exterior walls where things like pipes, vents, exhausts, or anything else enter the walls of the building. Once the insulation is added to all of these, it's time to move to the inside. Surprisingly, there are many things that can be done inside of a home to reduce air leakage. Some of the points throughout the interior of the property that should be checked include windows, ductwork and pipes, power outlets, flooring, and basements. One of the things that some people do not realize is that covering their windows can actually control the air coming from the window. This means that curtains are not just a decor, they can serve as insulation as well. Now you know all about how insulation benefits your rental property and why it should be included. So let's learn about some other ways that you could save on energy cost. Apart from using energy efficient appliances, there are other simpler ways that can save you some money on your utility bills. Now, note that these differences are not monumental, but if done in unison, all of these can save you a couple $100s a year, and specifically a programmable thermostat. A thermostat like this can be set to fit multiple users' schedules and desires. This means that it can be set to different temperatures and different settings depending on the time. The best use for this is when tenants set it to turn off when nobody's at the home. This way they're not wasting energy all day and can save on their utility bills. Another idea is using the fireplace. In many northern climates, homes typically have a fireplace in them. However, not many homes actually use it. If there is a string of cold winter nights, it may be cheaper for the tenant to use the fireplace instead of turning on the thermostat. The fireplace can be used to keep a section of the rental warm, but may not be the best idea if the property is really large. Another option is replacing replacing the furnace filter. If the air conditioner is not heating as it's supposed to, it may be because the filter has not been replaced. Replacing the furnace filter is an important part of maintaining an entire HVAC system. Since dust gets trapped in the furnace filters, the furnace has to work harder to heat certain areas and will use more energy. From personal experience, please go change those filters. And another option is turning off the bathroom fan. Although turning off the bathroom fan may seem like a very minor change, it can actually be pretty significant. When left on for a really long time, bathroom fans begin to suck in air from other rooms. This means that a room can be hotter or colder than it's supposed to. Thus, the air conditioner works harder to regulate the temperature. And those are all the tips we have for today. But if you guys have any other tips that you want to leave, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section below. If this video helped you out, make sure to give it a thumbs up and check out this playlist for more tips and tricks. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!